Okay, so while they're on the H. Hudson Parkway in the Bronx and they're protesting. I'm actually proud that it's a peaceful protest, and I think they should let the people protest and blow off the steam because people feel like they're not getting justice. And guess what? Freedom of speech. They're exercising the right for freedom of speech. Did you guys see the video? It's on YouTube of them using the chokehold on Eric Garner. It's crazy. I saw the video and I was like, wow. He didn't seem like he was aggressive. He resisted non-aggressively. He was just saying, I don't see why you guys are trying to, take me to jail. I'm not doing anything. And he's a big dude, so they used a lot of officers to take him down, but it was the chokehold what killed him. And from what I'm hearing, I don't know if it's right or wrong, from what I'm hearing is that you're not allowed to use the chokehold. It's not something that they use. And what I don't understand is, what happened to tasers, y'all? What happened to tasers? Like, how come they just don't tase people anymore? Like, if you know the guy is bigger and you think he might be a threat and you know he might gonna get some bumps and bruises or possibly die, why not just tase him? Or pepper spray him? One or the other, to render him in a way that you could subdue him more easily. I mean, I know pepper spray seems harsh, but I'd rather pepper spray you in the
Oh, this is
eyeball.
old.
I'd rather pepper spray you in the eyeball
I'm sorry.
than to cut off your breathing to induce cardiac arrest. You know what I'm saying? I think that's crazy. Jim's watching it
No,
on
I've seen this before. This is old. This
Eric
is
Garner. Yeah, it's
yeah. This is like
you're
6
talking
months.
real loud. Yeah, but
6
it
months
just
to a
went through
year old.
court and they
Yeah.
just made the decision tonight. So that's why people are protesting. They're angry. And you know what? Some people are like, I'm so ashamed of us as black people. Why do we have to get so angry with the whole Michael Brown situation? We shouldn't have done that. But my question is, how much can a person or a people take before they resort to other things other than the legal system? Because obviously they feel like the legal system is not working for them. I mean, how much more do you have to take? How much more do you think that these law-abiding citizens will be law-abiding citizens when the law is not abiding for them? Hello, reaching out. I'm just saying, you know?
Mm.
Jim's watching it. Also, I mean, what is this saying to American citizens that at the end of the day, an officer is allowed to exercise whatever right he wants to, even if that means killing you, and that he shall walk free among the streets? Like, really? I think every officer should have a GoPro, honestly. You know what I'm saying? Hook them up with a GoPro and take that out of my taxes, you know what I'm saying? Because we pay enough taxes as it is. Hook them up with a GoPro and see how they act when they know that a camera is on them. See how they act. They won't act so quickly to do something irrational. Now, I'm not saying for an officer to be like, oh, let me proceed with caution when the person is holding a gun in a gunfight like the Wild Wild West. No. But when a person is like subdued and speaking clearly, articulate enough for you to understand, and you still approach them and attack them that way, it's kind of crazy. I think it's crazy, and I think something needs to be done, and I think the rules need to change for an officer. You know what I'm saying? If you create such a ruckus in social media, if you create so much propaganda, I don't think you should be a police officer anymore. I don't want you protecting and serving me, but these people continue to be able to protect and to serve you. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. Jim's watching. They said that he was selling cigarettes out of pocket. That he was basically, doing what most people do who hustlers or whatever. He was selling cigarettes. I mean, that sounds really a very. Would you even pull somebody over for selling cigarettes? Like, have you ever bought a cigarette off somebody? Like, be honest. If you're a cigarette smoker, have you ever bummed so many cigarettes from somebody and you be like, man, okay, let me pay you for this? That's a crime. You have just committed a crime for paying a quarter for a cigarette. You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously, you just committed a crime. So apparently this guy had like multiple like small arrests or whatever, and I'm sure the police officers knew who he was and saw what type of record he has or whatever. Maybe that's why, you know, they wanted to take him to jail, but that's not the issue of what he had done previously, or why they were pulling him over or wanted to talk to him. It's the way they tried to detain him. Why didn't they just mace him? Wouldn't you just mace the guy? I would have probably maced him. I definitely would have maced him.
To me, I mean, that's like the same situation with Michael Brown. The guy was black, he was big, and it was a smaller white guy that was a cop. I mean, realistically,
Yeah.
Michael Brown was taller and bigger. This guy was taller and bigger.
But it's the same thing with Trayvon Martin. The smaller dude.
Yeah, but at the same time, that wasn't a cop.
But he was a rental cop or whatever he thought he was. It's the same.
He was neighborhood watch.
Same scenario. It's the same scenario. These little itty bitty other people, races, who are threatened by big black men, and they feel like, oh, let me get my gun, let me get my rifle, because if this ninja moves, I'm gonna kill him. Because all ninjas want to do is hurt other people. So before he hurts me, I'm gonna hurt him. That's how I feel like most other people feel. Not all, okay? Obviously, he doesn't feel that way. But, you know, and anybody else who is culturally, you know, has a big cultural group of friends, you know what I'm saying? You don't feel that way. But if you're very close-minded and you don't hang out with a lot of black folks, and you just watch what the media portrays as what black people are, then that's how you're going to feel. And you may always be threatened by black people. Honestly, I have a stereotype from working in the pharmacy. I'm afraid of white men from ages 18 to 22 because my pharmacy was robbed at gunpoint by some really preppy looking white dudes. You know what I'm saying? So I'm when I see like a preppy looking white guy approaching me with a little twitch, I get scared. I'm like, I don't know if he's trying to rob me for my Tylenol in my pocket. No.
They set him free.
Yeah, that's why people are upset. This is crazy, y'all. Well, we're going to continue watching the news as this unfolds. You guys leave your comments below, and we will read them and get back to you guys. This is crazy, you know? Very, very crazy. It's so sad that we have to teach our kids, once again, our black children, to, and I'm going to take this way back in the day, when it was deadly for a black person to talk back to a white person. Like you could be killed.
Wow.
Dead.
It says that the jurors deliberated for less than a day before deciding that there was not enough evidence to go forward with charges against the officer Daniel.
Did they not see the video?
Pantaleo.
Did they not see the video though?
In the death of the man Eric Garner.
That's crazy.
Wow. I mean, I don't see how. I don't know how much more evidence do you need than the fact that a chokehold is prohibited by.
The best way for you to get away with murder, if you're a murderer, if you want to be a murderer, just become a police officer in the U.S. and you can murder as many people as you want to without anybody giving a hoot. That's all I'm saying. They kill you dead. Guess what? They're gonna get off because they were at work.
I just think that's crazy because the guy didn't rob anybody. He didn't beat up anybody. He didn't shoot anybody. Apparently, according to the video, he just broke up a fight.
Yeah. So Jim found the article explaining the ban on the chokehold, y'all. He's going to try and read through it.
It says the order came in the wake of a now-forgotten death of a man named Federico Perea who died of asphyxiation after one officer had choked the 21-year-old man in Queens on February 5th as he lay face down with his hands cuffed behind his back. So there was 4 officers involved. The district attorney at that time retired, and the new incoming district attorney dropped charges on the 4 officers, so they basically got away.
Wow.
In 1993, that the rule came into. There was already an existing rule in 1985 saying that they couldn't go ahead and use the chokehold unless they felt that their life was threatened. In 1993, that ban basically took it a step higher by saying that regardless of the fact or situation, they're not allowed to use it.
Right.
And here we are, 2014.
You guys saw the video. If you haven't watched the video, go watch the video. It's on YouTube. The guy clearly, the first thing he went to do was the freaking chokehold. Where's your mace at, man?
I mean, they didn't even they never even tried to really detain him. I mean, they tried to grab his hands, and the guy threw his hands up and said, "Don't touch me. I just want to be left alone."
Yeah, yeah.
So,
it just seems like the first thing they wanted to do was all jump on him.
Immediately, they did. The other three grabbed his hands. Each officer grabbed one of the several of the officers were there. They each grabbed basically a body limb, while the other one went straight for his neck and put him in the chokehold.
But it seemed like, if you guys watch the video, correct me if I'm wrong, it looks like they went, the first guy, the short guy, who was really the one who was trying to apprehend him in the first place, was the one who immediately jumped around his neck like a damn monkey, at a zoo or something. And then the other officers came like roaches attacking his limbs. And you could just see his hand like reaching out, not trying to be funny, but reaching out, saying, "I can't breathe. I can't breathe." No. Who's that? I'm going to put I don't know if I should put the link in for the video for you guys to watch. I'm sure you can Google it and find the version of it. I mean, there's no editing it down. There's no way of making it. Turn that down, baby, while recording. There's no way of editing that and making it look like what it is or isn't, or trying to make it.
He said the video is authentic.
It's authentic. There's no explaining what the officer did. There's no explaining it away. He did it. He put him in a chokehold, and therefore he should have been held accountable for his actions.
I just feel like there's a bunch of white people in the jury, maybe, possibly.
Yeah.
And they didn't bother looking up the ban on a chokehold.
Yeah, what about that,
Because, I mean, if the rules and regulations state, no matter what, the chokehold is not an option, then how
do you get around that? Yeah. How do you get around that? But that just shows you that the law is working for who it was meant to work for, and not
the people.
Not the people. Not the people. The law was not written for us. It was written for the other people to get away with stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Anywho.
And once again, you got Michael Brown. Trayvon Martin.
And now the third. I'm sure there's plenty.
Well, no, but you know this is the first one.
Actually, there's been so many other cases before this. I just think it's just happening in a time where we have social media as a people, white, black, green, blue, Indian, Asian, however, we're feeling a need to say something now. And we, as a whole people, are more powerful than we think. And it just shows because of this protest. They shutting down the streets of New York, honey, and they are saying how they feel. All right, y'all, we about to go because we about to watch some more of this
Anderson
stuff.
Cooper.
Yes, Anderson Cooper, child. All right, y'all. Let us know, what are your opinions? And no fighting, okay?
Bye. # don't shoot.
Okay? # don't shoot. For real.